I once knew a spy.
Spies.
She was brilliant, erratic, cursed, an anti-personal mind in human form. Her friends called her Herschel, but to her controllers, she was Cascade.
Your name and your cryptonym. A dead limb twitches.
Portofino 91, the whole sick crew. A disaster untold, a black page in the official records. None at all, yet here we are, standing over the smashed and leaking world. Some fool dropped it, one of ours, probably. She was recalled. They put her in the freezer. Forever. Most thought. "5 years passed. A little more of the world leaked out of itself. Cascade's controllers ordered her back to Portofino. Because I asked them to. There is a new assignment, Cascade. I was supposed to give you the brief. No one special, just an arm-like sack of cytoplasm, a special move unique to single-cell organisms. But before that, I was like you, a spy for the People's Republics, one of the varieties of mankind. Right here, in an armchair in a safe house above a 24-hour photo shop in the city-state of Portofino. This is a dangerous place, Cascade. I should never have come. I got caught with my pants down. On the plus side, I no longer have to worry about independent thought or movement. Would you like to hear a secret? Whatever happens has already happened.
Splayed on the chair before you is a man, approximately mid-30s. His chest rises and falls in steady rhythm as he stares beyond you, unblinking. Alive, yet not alive. His eyes are fixed glassily on the ceiling. No response, no jolt, no tremor. All posts deserted. Stiff-collared shirt, a snug brown jacket, and nothing below the waist but a pair of red briefs. Being a lone operant in a foreign theatre is an extreme pressure role. Some require extreme release. As your eyes reach his feet, You notice that the man is also wearing 3 layers of socks, each slightly shorter than the one beneath it. The green of long corroded copper. As for the face around the eyes, his jaw hangs slack, his glasses askew. The lopsided headphones accentuate a large bald spot atop his crown. There is no smell of alcohol, nor any open containers, no drug paraphernalia either, just a loose cord trailing to the stereo system. Your fingers detect a faint, steady pulse within the base of his wrist. Elevated, but not critical.
When in theatre, an operant must always prepare to be assassinated. Of course, it is better not to be killed.
No vomit, no discoloration on the skin, no bruising or signs of struggle. And if it's poison, it's a bizarre strain.
None of which precludes professional assassination.
The man's eyes glisten. Bright red veins blossom around their edges. If so, he will have to become something else entirely. You both exist now in different futures. However he ended up like this, the result is the same. Operant lost. Clipped to the inside flap of his jacket, you find a laminated badge, emblazoned with the crest of the Import-Export Bureau of the People's Republic of Kohila. The name reads, Esteman T. Below that, a title, Im Ex-Lead Hosiery.
Sock merchant, one of the opera's most battle-tested covers. Wearing the wares for ease of display, an operant committed to his role.
3 other things of note: a slip of paper, a business card, and a rock-hard piece of candy. It's a purchase order for 10 socks, made out to Carmuna Pessoa, Fashions and Garments Bootleg Bazaar.
Bootleg Bazaar. No coordinates found. Some kind of marketplace, and not one you've ever been to.
The slip of paper grows heavy in your hand. It feels like a baton. The card is cheap and scuffed. It reads, "All you need is miracle," above a cartoonish image of disembodied lips at a phone receiver.
Notably absent is an actual phone number.
There's an indecipherable scribble. Whatever's written seems to begin with a D. Into your pocket it goes. A wrapped-up rectangle of compressed sugar. It's so hard that your fingers cannot make an impression, no matter how much you strain. It takes 5 jaw tenses before you manage to shatter it. Sugary daggers jab the inside of your mouth. After a few more game attempts to chew, it takes all the will you possess to swallow the jagged clot. Its aftertaste contaminates your mouth. You retract your hand from the man's pockets. A snail's trail of dried saliva glints on the side of his chin.
The people's spy cannot be caught shirking. Time to escalate. Pathetic.
He rocks gently, giving away nothing.
Enough of this reactionary angle of repose. Up.
The man's breath gargles softly in his throat as you yank him upwards. He is heavier than he looks. His head lolls on its neck hinge. If you didn't know any better, you would say his deserted eyes seem to be urging you in the direction of the bathroom. Onwards. The unassigned assignment is now yours alone. Like any good operant, he's keeping all cards pressed to chest. The man's head slips 2 centimeters to the left. His jaw slides with it. In another life, you are both earnestly selling your cotton wares, far beyond the shadows of international intelligence. Your double didn't notice your arrival. He doesn't notice your departure either. Following the cord from the unconscious man's headphones, you come to a mid-sized home stereo resting on a sideboard. A Protypo 909 50-watt with multi-disc changer. Last generation model, designed for affordability at the expense of power and... Through the translucent view panel, you see a single red disc loaded in place. On the face of the disc are the words, Ultravioletta, You But From a Dream, handwritten on thin strips of tape. You don't recognize the artist. So is the disc, ready to spin. The chunky button makes a satisfying little thunk as you push it in. The discus begins to turn. You know because the spindle was rotating, though the speakers don't produce any sound at all. The kitchen light hums and splinters momentarily. On the hidden side of the sun, a polar radiation storm congeals. No sound, save the thin layer of static that lines the inner cables. Amateur wire work. It doesn't appear to be. The disc is spinning the way it's meant to. An artifact of no substance onto which nothing of substance has been recorded. The music player blinks, slowly. Or do you? You can't tell. The silence is being overtaken by a different silence, like the slow darkening of night across the wall of an empty room. This new silence seeps into every corner of your body, loosening fixtures, rattling drawers. Seeing what will come with it. There is still no sound, but in your mind an image forms of a blasted heath, a smouldering circle at its centre. Figures in tattered robes stagger and sway on the horizon. A fallen star, an irregular rock of no colour the human eye can perceive. A dispatch from the underside of reality. The intermittent flash of a distant storm silhouettes a row of dark figures against the pale sky. Mendicants dedicated to the fallen star. Many bodies, one soul. Their tattered rags soaked with universal tears. One among their number turns to look at you, his technicolor robe billowing behind. He wears a small, neat mustache, as well as a large pair of headphones. A friend, an enemy. 12 million dreamers roll over in unison. Nothing. You're simply playing a disc on a common home stereo system. The sort of thing millions of people across the world do every day. No, you probably shouldn't. The static quiets as you reset the volume. A brief internal hum, then the disc slides halfway out of the machine and waits there like it's trying to hide from you. You remove the red disc and place it into your pocket. As you turn away, a phone begins to ring. You pick up the phone. The handset vibrates in your palm. A peculiar species of static washes over your ear. The exquisite work of the magic box, one of the proudest achievements of the Opera's Technical Services Office. Half a world away, a familiar voice splits into 256,000 encrypted fragments before coalescing again by your ear.
Please tell me you have good news.
The voice of authority.
Don't let her down. Become the operant she needs you to be.
Operant, you made it. Your voice hasn't changed.
Her voice is just as you remember.
We'll get to catch-ups later. Put Pseudopod on the line.
You glance over at the man in the chair.
It takes all your concentration to keep the receiver steady against your ear.
For a moment, no one says anything. There's no sound at all save for the blood in your ear and the electrostatic hum of the ultra-long-distance connection.
Has he been zeroed out?
Eliminated, killed, rendered inoperant. Heavy words. Words that set machinery in motion.
Very odd. Why would he be listening to a blank disc? Probably a manufacturing defect. I don't see how a disc could have anything to do with Pseudopod's condition. That doesn't tell us much. What else? So what? Your cover was meant to be sock importers. Okay, that is strange, but I don't see what it's got to do with his condition. Method espionage? Is that some sort of joke? I'll ask one more time. Is your double zeroed out?
You must speak the word. She cannot make the determination herself. 5,000 kilometers away, in a small office deep underground, a mid-level controller of the Operant Bureau leans forward and cups a hand over her earpiece. Once you say it, there's no going back. The momentum of events will overtake you.
Yes, you do. Is he zeroed out, Operant? Cascade, is your double zeroed out or not? Right. I wonder which it is. Have our enemies blown us up already? Or is this just another day at the basement massage parlor of spy services? Fucking hell.
She's wondering how long till she can have a drink. Shriekily liqueur from a can. It's been several hours since her last.
The opera's going to hang me by the toes. For you, it's back to Satellite Facility B.
AKA the Freezer, the Opera's labyrinthine archival complex, where the old, useless and discredited are consigned until they're dismissed or die of despair. Archives, mountains of paper, shiver, resist.
Is that your way of telling me to fuck off? You haven't even got the assignment. Listen to me. This assignment is over. Effective immediately.
Over. Immediately. The words ricochet inside your skull.
The woman in the photo shop downstairs, Constance. She's one of ours. Let her deal with Pseudopod. Do not tell her anything she doesn't need to know. As for you, we need to get you on the next aerotram out of the city.
Disregard. Time for some self-directed espionage. Something about the strange red disc nags at the edge of your consciousness. Perhaps the room contains other leads as well. You've been on filing duty for 5 years, out of action. The Opera wouldn't rush you back in theatre, unless... A half moment's hesitation.
Where'd you get that idea?
Not a denial. Proceed.
There should still be flights departing for Superblock territory tonight. Make sure you're on one of them. It was no one, a ghost in the wire. The assignment's over. Get on the next tram. If what you're saying is true, enemies abound. Don't get yourself zeroed out.
A click, and the line goes dead. You dial your controller's number. The phone buzzes. After several rings, someone picks up.
You should be heading out by now. What is it? Now you've heard it. Get moving, Operant.
The line goes dead. The bed looks serviceable. Deformed pillows and a depression in the mattress show it has been used. Room for two. You were supposed to lie here alongside your double.
Seems it is all yours then, should you ever want to lay in it. You turn away. Daylight spills in from the window.
A pair of men's trousers are hung delicately over the shower rail. If Pseudopod's pants were attempting to flee the scene, they did not make it very far. Brown, shapeless, utterly unremarkable. No accident. This is functional invisibility. The wearer would have no choice but to blend into a crowd. The front and back pockets are completely empty, except for a few pieces of lint. Don't forget the coin pocket, front right. You slip 2 fingers inside and come away with a neatly folded sheet of paper. Not normal paper. This is nitrocellulose, made to burn quickly and completely. The page is notebook-sized and perforated along one edge. It reads: THA 7LESAPR 032 WIFO 9W TBGFL W25. Half a cipher. The language of spies. You've carried papers like this, folded up and hidden away in secret pockets and compartments. Totally meaningless, yet no meaning can be made without it. One of the many mysteries concerning men's trousers. He was trying to smooth out creases with shower steam. You leave the trousers as they were. The small table has been turned into a makeshift desk. The startlingly red folder stands out against the clutter. A small label in the top left corner is printed with one word. Your cryptonym, Cascade. The color reminds you of pomegranate. It screams danger, not for human consumption. The folder opens with a whoosh. Before you in neat monospace type, your life is condensed to its barest elements. Name Will Kershaw, cryptonym Cascade, born Landau, former Republic of Mercia. Dependents none, pay class D2, years of service 14. All true, none of it useful just now. Childhood, bourgeois, typical. History of student radicalism led to persecution by monotheist reactionaries, fled to People's Republic of Kohila, embraced post-historical materialism. In short, born capitalist, reborn communist. Medical record, history of dissociative episodes and reckless action, gunshot, chest, retained bullet, 10 millimeters pre-service. The bullet nuzzles your aorta. Your heartbeat flutters. Sexuality, homosexual tendencies, unconfirmed. Suicide risk minimal, ideation only. As our moral statisticians have repeatedly instructed, suicide is merely a coward's way to spit one last time upon the party. End of list. According to this file, that's all there is to you. There's another page behind this one. It's labeled Service History. A tingle in your fingers.
Your head grows lighter as you approach the crash site. In just a few words, the worst failure of your life is reduced to bureaucratic shorthand.
Previous assignment, Portofino 88 to 91. Network, whole sick crew. Operants, Cascade. Assets.
A secret the Opera has elected to keep from itself. Mistakes made, friends abandoned. The redactions are merciful. They keep our gang intact. The redactions are too heavy. The names beneath them are silent. For now. Obvious. The Opera wanted him to know what sort of spy he'd be working with.
Most recent assignment, Novessa, 91 to present. Satellite Facility B. Status inactive. The folder shuts itself with a tiny sigh.
Whoa. The darkest secrets. You can't just leave them out like this.
It takes all your concentration to chew the pages into a wad of pulp you can actually swallow.
Taste woody, bland. The laser printing gives a slight tang. Now you've internalized your secrets. They probably can't do any damage from in there.
Amidst the crumpled sheets of copy paper and empty takeout containers, you find an opened pack of cigarettes, Suprema mark.
Suprema 100s, cheap superblock export.
There's nothing outwardly noteworthy about this pack of Suprema 100s. It's like any other found in commissaries and corner stores across the People's Republics.
Except...
secreted neatly against the inner wall of the pack, just as you were once taught to do yourself. A crisply folded sheet of A7 paper. It reads, ZWS, JMXVB TW, AON, TRRA, KB, ZQYMUSGS.
The missing companion to the one-time key you recovered from the trousers. One-to-one correspondence between key and text. This is a Rosetta cipher. Your heart skips a beat.
The pack slides nicely into your pocket, as though it always belonged there. For Cascade, all will be forgiven.
For Cascade, all will be forgiven. The meaning is quite clear. It's the transgression that's a mystery. A chorus of figures from your past shout the words at you in unison. All will be forgiven.
Only your double's advancing bald spot is visible to you over the rim of the chair. The day beyond the window beckons you outwards.
There may yet be some forgiveness out there. Halt. More secrets to consume. Very cryptic ones. Yum yum.
You chew the paper methodically on the right side of your mouth. It takes a long time to render it swallowable.
Taste sharp, almost acidic. Unusual paper type. Probably very bad for you to consume. Worth it. You have internalized your secrets, contained them. They will do no damage in there.
ZWS, JMX.
For Cascade, all will...
You turn away from the desk. You return to the desk. You turn away from the...
Enough! You're blacklisted. Take your sick little games elsewhere.
Easy, lady. I just want to develop some photographs. I'm not trying to take your innocence.
That's an interesting camera he's carrying. Professional class. No consumer model.
Does that poor girl even know what you're up to?
You have a wild imagination. A little photo should not count as a crime. It's not like it's a loaded gun or something.
Loaded gun. Your hair stands on end.
The woman casts a split-second glance in your direction.
Requesting assistance. Not your fight. Remain in bushes.
Stark realities that prevent me from pursuing my interests. Also racism, maybe.
A crackle of recognition behind his eyes as they meet yours.
Found. The passing figure in the background of an old memory with an earlier iteration of that same face. Thinner, less time-worn. The coat is a recent addition. No references found. Most likely you never even spoke with him. If you don't know, then you know. A lonesome utility shack high above the city. Its door broken on its hinge. A white cat tracks bloody prints in the dirt. Sadness overwhelming.
What?
She's probably another victim of your so-called street art.
What a full-spectrum question. Perhaps you've been huffing photochemicals with this confused woman.
Restless eyes, evasive demeanor. This man may not have zeroed out your double, but you're sure such things aren't beyond him.
Very well. Photo 24 can have this round. Thank you for this extreme stress I'll now carry through my day.
He gives you one more glance as he leaves. Garish coat flapping behind him.
That was exciting, wasn't it?
Gripped tightly in her hand, a star-headed screwdriver.
Ah, Pseudopod requested it. For the fax machine.
This toolkit looks so empty, barely usable in its current state. Fortunately, It appears highly expandable.
She gestures towards the monstrous off-white plastic machine behind you.
Speaking of, where is your double?
We shouldn't let her find one of her own up there without warning. Very ungang. This woman could be a valuable source of information if you can prise it from her. Basic social engineering. First, take the target into your confidence.
Her look is wary, but intrigued.
2, turn an admirable quality into a vulnerability.
That's strange. No one said anything to me about a meta task. Is this really how we handle personal matters? It sounds suspiciously elaborate.
She fucking loves it.
Ah, I understand. This is a test to check our information security. I'll have you know Pseudopod's not told me anything. He's kept it intensely tight.
3, exploit, exploit, exploit.
But I really don't know.
You have shit, in other words. Chicken bones.
Have you tried the bootleg bazaar? He was down there yesterday.
The bootleg bazaar. That matches the purchase order you found on his body.
He said he intended to interview some of the vendors. I can't tell you what he was after precisely.
There. 2 lines of inquiry converge. Bring this purchase order to the bazaar. That's your next stop.
You can practically see it from the front door. Due south, in the ruins of the old Essilk factory. Head west from the roundabout. If by some chance you find yourself in Party Alley, it means you've gone the wrong way. I hope you write Pseudopod a glowing report. From what I've seen so far, he certainly deserves it. Was there anything else? It's that little amber light. It means out of order, and I haven't been able to get it to green, meaning in order.
Just looking at that thing causes you to take psychic damage. Best stay away.
Pseudopod assured me this machine was a vital tool of communication, as precious to our work as the magic box we installed on your room phone. I'm telling you now, Operant, that's what's happening here. You've received all sorts of technical training, I presume. I would think getting a little light to turn green should be well within your powers.
A dread beast humming with dormant power. A handless scribe. It just needs to be soothed.
I certainly don't. It looks flirtatious. Seedy business attracts itself. Try the Fogged Mirror. It's a bar just to the west, along Party Alley.
The shiver of a familiar name. Smell of old wood and cigarette ash. Tap of spilled drinks on the underside of your shoe. Your old haunt, where you met with your former assets once upon an assignment.
A den of ghosts.
I try to avoid it, personally. Very well. Forgive me, is this still part of the test? Shouldn't you be the one advancing thesis and so forth? Granted, this is only my debut, but it seems to me that something's very amiss. No matter what we do, nothing appears to go according to plan. Pseudopod says it's all part of the work, but it gives me a rather unsettled feeling. A bit early for such a declaration, isn't it? You've only just arrived.
She gives you a nod.
What do you mean?
A lead weight pulls her expression downward.
My God, you're saying he's... Oh. Oh, God.
Shock, bewilderment, your cue. Behind the acrylic display case, your eye catches on a scene of an amateur pelota squad, smiling against a sun-bleached wall. Memories trapped beneath dull ice.
What do we do, Operant? I've never seen this before. What's on it?
Meaning Pseudopod must have brought it here.
But it's just a disc. How can that be? I must say, it doesn't look like a regular disc like you buy at the shops. This looks more like a bootleg. It was yesterday, when he returned for the evening. He looked stressed, like he was shouldering a great burden. No, I don't believe so. Only that you'd be arriving today, and none too soon.
This isn't getting anywhere.
Pseudopod was a very good teacher. He said it would fall on me to see after any operants who are incapacitated in theatre. I wonder, did he ever suspect he was talking about himself? Absolutely not. Nobody's been upstairs except yourself on Pseudopod. Operant, if you're about to imply that I've committed some heinous act, I can promise you there's nothing in my photo lab that would cause what you've described. I haven't the faintest idea. I'm adrift. Pseudopod struck me as an absolute professional and very cautious.
She's dying inside. She felt a great deal of affection for your double. Your double's condition is of secondary importance.
I suppose I could move him to the spare room down here. That way I can keep an eye on him.
She doesn't respond, but looks down as her cheeks flush deep crimson.
A doctor. Right. Good thinking. Dr. Hugo would help. He runs a houseboat clinic in the back ways to the west of the old docks, past the waterlock. Of course, the least I can do. Before you do, I understand this is your first time back in theatre for some time.
She hesitates, a little shy all of a sudden.
I just wanted to say, welcome back to the opera.
The screen flickers, static turns to black. A booming voice emerges.
Did you know water covers approximately 63% of the world, but the sky covers 100%?
Wrong. The sky is only 98% sky. The other 2% is used to cover up the fact that they replaced the moon 4 times.
On screen, there appears a man with a paper bag over his head. He gesticulates wildly.
But they don't want you to know that. That's why they're coming for me. But not before I tell you the truth.
The screen warps and color shifts. Between clips of the bagman talking, a phone number flashes urgently. You jot down the digits as Bagman watches on.
I am Subcommandante Beckman, and this is the reality situation. No breaks, no filters, no cowards.
A professional would at least alter their voice.
This is a war, and I don't take orders from anyone, especially not reality.
Careful. He's about to prematurely oraculate. The words, the big lie, appear in bold white letters. They pulse once, then scatter outward, as if detonated by unseen forces. The excitement, the anticipation, it's all got you feeling a little on edge.
I know about the Boers. I know about iodine. Laluze's invisible aircraft carriers, weaponized nostalgia, microbial microphones, lunar obfuscation programs.
For 300 years, the Lusian elite have been producing psychic copies of themselves, all to preserve the consciousness of one man, the original techno-fascist.
A mishmash of conspiratorial nonsense, commonly found in most of the developed world. One exception, the Boers, which may just be a local oddity.
Find out what I know by tuning into the reality situation. Airing until they shut us down.
The sounds from the commercial fade. A humongous white block of office technology sits in front of you. It looks like a sacrificial altar made of plastic. Inside, mechanical parts are assembled in such a way that it can scream analog messages across huge distances. Your screwdriver makes short work of the starhead screws holding the side panel in place. You set them aside one by one and gently remove the plastic panel. The holy innards of the facsimile machine reveal themselves to you like a sacrificial animal waiting to be interpreted. You're looking at a Sugar Hill Executive Series 2, a cursed model, plagued by numerous debilities, most commonly a chronically misaligned paper tray. The machine is silent. The amber light blinks. From the machine bowels comes a pleasing chunk as the plastic tray slots back into its receiver. The paper belt purrs as life is restored.
Much better, thank you.
The small green light marks its status as ready. Image quality, and whatever remains of human patience. You turn away from the fax machine. You pick up the payphone's handset. A dolphin emblem smiles at you, its eyes wide. The emblematic animal of Portofero's main phone company, Reno Tower. Your gaze wanders away. The dolphin doesn't seem to mind at all. Your finger depresses the yielding material. Up, down, up, down. Sensual pleasure. You watch the dolphin pop back up, then squish again under the changing pressure of your finger. You lose track of time as you repeat the action. You do not yet have the number of anyone else in this city. There is only one, Melita, your controller. She'd only tell you to get on an aerotram back home again. A direct order which you have so far disobeyed. Whether you want it or not, the number is a lifeline to you. Always there if you need it. It's certainly possible, though any benefit to doing so is unclear. Don't start wasting your time with prank calls, Operant. The Reno Tel Dolphin eyes you expectantly. You tap out some numbers devoid of reason or thought. Surprisingly, the phone starts ringing immediately. Could be anyone about to pick up. A total stranger, their life intruded. Your breathing is amplified by the transmitter held at your mouth. A clunk. You hear the ambience of another room. An exhale. Then something wet being chewed on over and over. Another exhale. The chewing continues. Something tells you that their teeth are yellowed with decay. All you get in response is more chewing. In the background, the creak of wood. An aging door used only by the wind. A half grunt that reveals nothing. Voiceless, limbs tied to a chair, both eyes pushed all the way in. Frantically, they trace the word help on the roof of their mouth with what remains of their tongue. Suddenly, the line goes dead. They hung up. The receiver clicks back into place. The Reno Tel Dolphin eyes you expectantly. The phone rings in your ear, connecting you distantly to some unknown place. Wires travel from your ear to a million possibilities. Across Portofero, further. A skein of electric devout in its connectivity. A click. A woman in a rented apartment picks up a ringing phone. On the other side, a man with a deep voice utters words that will make her consider ending her life tonight. Unfortunately, no one picks up your call. The ringing continues in your ear until it doesn't. You step away from the payphone. The young man leans back, his gaze slowly tracing your outline. Both of his eyes drift outwards, as if pulled by different horizons. A mild yet regrettably symmetrical case of double strabismus.
Lucky for her, I'm a respectful man. Most days. Now, tell me how I can help you today.
You've seen that kind of bravado before. He's running some kind of side hustle.
Only if you got mole vision. People come to me for all sorts of services. Call it fate, call it timing. Me, I call it good business. Forget about him. I can give you everything he can, and more. Even better, we can just get a boat, you and me. Sail somewhere tropical, get to know each other over cocktails and deep-fried tenderloin.
Gentle heat on your skin, coconut liqueur on your tongue. He's onto something.
I'm always serious with you, but okay, I can see that fire in your eyes. I haven't seen it, promise. Right across the roundabout, but you don't need to mess with that. All the hustle you need is right here.
A steady crowd noise drifts over from that direction. Should have went west at the roundabout by the sounds of it, not east.
Nah, I'm no Kizak boy. I come here to work, and then I go home. That's about it. And getting better by the day. It's not what it was even 10 years ago. Cleaner, you know? You won't see a Recreacion fan catching a screwdriver to the stomach. But hey, I like tourists with money. And tourists love Kizak. It's got colors, it's got music. No better place to pass through before heading home. I respect the goats. That's why I picked the name myself. They got those little beards. That's graceful.
The ruler of a future kingdom, his throne already concrete in his mind. He stares right back, blinking slowly. A practiced calm, he knows how he looks and dares you to question the asymmetry. He's reading you in return, a man trained by an informal school.
Born and raised in Lower Viewdust, an hour away by tram, of the Lion's Hold. My mother's a Rustam woman, inland blood. Came to Portofino with her parents when she was 11. She raised me on hibiscus tea and stories about the commune.
The dream of Rustam. For 80 years there were no kings or bosses, only rotating councils, grain cooperatives and radio poets. As the developed world spread, the dream cracked.
It's quiet, if you're used to shouting. Neighborhood's made up of 14 towers. Astor had it built in the 50s, for immigrants mostly. We got a barber, Timo, with the solid tattoos, old Khalchi selling candles out the windows, best bakeries in town. You should visit, bring your friends.
A place where you grow up with the same people, watch their faces change, their dogs die. It's home.
You'd never know it according to those travel pamphlets they hand out. They got all of you that's colored orange in there, like it's dangerous. See? This is why you're my girl. Knows all the language. Would fit right in. But hear me. Not everyone gets it, yeah? Old people. They think Lower Viewdust should clean up. Look decent. We're not the ones scared of poverty. Take a break. I have a lot to offer. Baby, not only am I a businessman, I am a purveyor of taste. I curate high-class aesthetics and deliver low-overhead miracles. Sometimes it's fashion, sometimes it's conversation pieces.
Jacket, pristine, not bootlegged. Nails recently manicured. Money made. The words roll off his tongue, smooth as the smoky bergamot cologne he's wearing.
And I got fresh weed too. The freshest.
Smells like rubber bands, hardly vegetal. It is also very obviously dry.
Alright, a connoisseur then. Listen, yeah? This is ancient. This here is first wave greenery. Pre-legal, pre-moral.
Someone's used to improvising pitches.
You'll be seeing lizards and volcanoes with this strain. That's not a guarantee, but it's not a lie either. Just weed, on account of it being part of my religion. Everything else is hot on.
You don't have to use it to sell it.
I said all I can say on that.
He means that. If he said otherwise, he'd be going against some kind of code.
The universe provides.
Theft, obviously. Fell off the back of a tuk-tuk.
If you ever need to help yourself to the world's supplies, I have just the thing.
Presented between his finger and thumb, a small but sturdy metal prong. A lockpick.
What? With the neon bibs, Lucian snacks, all of that? That's not my movement.
The way his lips curl, revulsion, as if he smelled meat left to rot in the sun.
Here works for me, making moves on my own accord, and I don't do bootlegs. Ever. I don't mind the aesthetics. It's not about the quality either. It's the principle of them. Whenever someone says bootleg, all I hear is almost. You almost got money. You almost got taste. You almost. I don't know.
You know the feeling, and how to put it into words for him.
That's what I'm saying. Some of that Lucian stuff looks alright, but it's hollow. It smells wrong to me.
Both fake and shit.
Anyway, that's just my opinion. Breaking into houses and hearts. You won't find those in the bazaar. Aspirational. If anyone stares, charge them a viewing fee, alright? Alright, tell me what's on your mind.
This is a man of many competing loyalties. His family, his business, his friends, but the one that stays his hand the most.
I hear you, but catch me up real quick. What is your religion?
Your answer here must be important. The final test. Do we need to be part of his gang? Seems like the safest option. Religion is an illusion meant only to hold captives.
How come I never seen you around before then? Only kidding. You know I meant drugs, right?
Of course. Religion is a drug for the masses. It's code. Shiftily, he looks around left and right. After a moment, he blows in and out, then leans in to whisper.
You cannot tell my brothers about this, alright? But I've got the best ex around.
It's not as serious as that, but you get the point.
With pleasure. If that's not enough, just let me know. If that's not enough, 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 if that's not, if that's not, if that's not, if that's not, If that's not enough, if that's not, if that's not enough, if that's not, if that's not, if that's not, if that's not, if that's not enough, all right. Tell me what's on your mind. I'll be seeing you.
Finally, someone with courtesy. Do you know when the 9 is coming?
A handsome man shifts in place, glancing over his shoulder towards the tram lines. Suitcases surround him.
Sorry to bother you, madame. I suppose not everyone is stranded here like myself. I'm waiting on the 9. I was told it was having some problems. But it's supposed to be in service any day now.
An exotic air about this man, difficult to place, and exceptionally handsome. The suit he's wearing hasn't been changed in days.
I was told it's supposed to be in service any day now. That was a week ago.
Enough time to grow accustomed to new surroundings and start noticing things.
I agree. But what am I to do? It seems to be the only way out of this city. I would appreciate it. I did see a man like that some days ago, I think. Near the bazaar, in fact.
Our sleeping brother.
No, he was alone. Why do you ask? I guess we share the same fate. Thank you. I'll be here in the meantime. Waiting.
I'll be seeing you.
Looks like the shrimping is off for today, Caracalito. We don't want to get in the GM's way.
I guess.
The man and the young girl grimace at a barge that appears to be jammed between the canal walls.
Not sure. It seems to be stuck in the waterlock. Maybe it's broken again. It happens from time to time as it's so old. We came here to do some shrimping, but that doesn't seem possible right now. Yeah, so should we.
The sour scent of urine surrounds the vending machine. Luckily, the beverages inside look fresh. The can makes a pleasant thunk as it lands. The packet makes a satisfying funk as it hits the well. The packet makes a... The packet make... The packet... The pack... The can... The can... The can... The can... The can... The can... The can makes a... The packet make... The packet... The piss make... The machine is... The packet make... 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 The piss smell waves goodbye to your nostrils.
The boy shifts in his cocoon of mismatched fabric. On his sleeve, a holographic foil patch reads Marco.
I don't know. I hang out like everyone else. It's normal.
You're scaring him.
I don't know.
Doesn't know much, this one.
What? How'd you know my name?
He narrows his eyes, chin raised, and looks down at his sleeve.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Wearing a name tag. Idiocy even for a civilian.
Nah, it's from La Luz. It's the Salto Tsuri dream on neon. Personalized.
With a flick, the boy shows off the sleeve's electric magenta trim. Black tags dangling from the hem chime loudly.
Right. Protection from what? Is that a ban? Okay. Yeah? Alright.
He averts his eyes from you and your attempts to converse. The teenage boy nods hesitantly as you approach.
Not one step further, born scum. I'll do it.
Coiled, fingering the safety latch. A noose around his neck. A lab coat splattered with blood, both new and old.
I'll enjoy it too. I think I can probably come just from watching the trauma sink into your face, right before the oxygen stops reaching my brain for good. Don't pretend you're a person. I can smell it on you. The forms, the files, the fucking bureaucratic miasma that birthed you.
Pupils track you like a cornered animal trying to recognize the butcher. His left foot twitches in anticipation of the jump.
So you're talking to your little colleague out there. I know you're from the medical board, and I know he's been watching me. There is no words. If you're not bored, which you fucking are, then go and deal with the stain of narc shit lurking outside. I know that scarf of his is a fucking wire.
Description matches the fidgety teenage boy spoken to outside.
Emphatically not an asset of any sort.
Kid, that's a 40-year-old man with a severe deformity. Terminal virgin, too. Stench of xenophobia all over him. No one takes down Dr. Gonzalo E.S. Gonza, except Gonzalo E.S. Gonza.
His eyes flash. He's been waiting for this moment.
Bring me one of his lying, scheming, bored narc teeth. Here, use these. My board condemned briber.
Oh, yeah. Feel that heft. This pry bar's pride some shit.
Impeccable hair. But you won't get past me with idle flattery. Bring me the two. Bluff until I see teeth.
There's gotta be some other way to assuage his paranoia than assaulting an actual child. Socially engineer him. The frayed wiring of his mind is all but exposed. Surely you can tinker with it.
Don't you fuck with me now. I only hear narco. Don't humanize him. Yes. I suppose I could see it. A fit. Easy to rough up. Not mutually exclusive, however. Likely, in fact. They flipped them right there at the STD clinic. Still looks pretty whole to me. What am I, your mother? Rub cocaine on it. That'll numb almost anything. Don't shit me, you wired fuck. You and whoever's listening are not going to lure me in with ethically stimulating cases again.
Sadly, he's too paranoid to even listen to you.
Is that so? Well, whatever your board superiors told you about my supposed interest in inert patient is a grotesque fabrication.
Presumably for the benefit of the wire you're not wearing.
And while we're on the record, may I just add, the albino was going to die anyway. Jealousy, as far as I can tell.
In this context, jealousy translates to gross violations of medical and/or human decency.
That's right. Professional, intellectual, psychosexual. They babble on about modernization, best practices, international standards. But the fact is, they shit themselves in the presence of a real doctor.
A doctor with loose morals is a useful contact to have. If you can get him to talk to you without threatening suicide, that is.
Don't try to play like you're on my side, bored scum. I'll believe nothing until you get rid of your little narc friend. I'll do as I very well please, bored harpy. Back for the gruesome finale.
A visceral call comes from inside of you, rising up metallic and hot.
What did you just say? I am ready.
He's been waiting his entire life to hear your words. The doctor's movements are somewhere between daintiness, lust, and disbelief as he places the stethoscope to your clavicle. The entry wound glows warm, as though awakened. A relic from the military coup in Marcia.
Yes. I have explored the darkest crevices of living bodies, both friend and foe, Monsieur Bullet. And I have tasted the love of which you speak. The only true love, the inside of the body, that infernal heat and butcher floor smell.
He's far gone, and if he was faking it to begin with, He's long forgotten it. Communication has been established between the doctor and something within you, real or imagined, and there is nothing you can do about it.
The doctor draws a deep, shuddering inhalation.
Well, at the least we know you're not medical board scum. That's between me and it, eternally. Don't worry, it spoke highly of you. Not a drop of narc blood inside.
The doctor doesn't appear any more professional behind the desk than he was on air.
Now tell me, where does it hurt?
The site of some kind of humanitarian catastrophe. The surface of Gonza's desk is buried under unopened envelopes, pill bottles, loose syringes, and pens. Atop the pile sits a child's drawing of a two-headed horse and a crumpled note with a few scrawled phone numbers. The doctor's twitching, though watchful eye inspects you as you scan his mess. A blighted rat guarding its bones.
Not my kid, before you get ideas. I locked down my own plumbing at 12. Quarterized and triple-tied vast deference. No one's trapping Gonza. Some junkie spawn handed that abomination to me after I treated his mom. Zero talent. Makes the woman folk trust me. The non-barren ones, I mean.
He's lying, maybe even to himself. The mangled remains of an aborted paternal instinct have congregated around that two-headed horse, like homeless men around a trash fire.
Not my kid. Some junkie spawn. No, it's manipulative. Her mom probably wrote that and shoved it into her kid's hands, trying to guilt-trip me into free drugs or a paycheck.
He's lying. Maybe the mangled
Not my kid. Some junkie spawn. He'll be fine. The city rewards poor judgment and colorful handwriting. I see a long, mediocre career in municipal law enforcement.
The mangled remains of an aborted paternal instinct have congregated.
They're decorative. That's how the board gets you. Open a government threat and it becomes a conversation. Keep those things sealed, and then you have their fear. Bottled.
Bureaucratic object permanence. Out of sight, out of existence.
The doctor drums his fingers on the dirty desktop and stares bitterly into the middle distance.
Bored? What do you want? Real? Listen, sister. I've been a doctor since I was 12 years old. And I'll be a doctor until the day they extract the hypertrophied liver from my bloated, humescent, sexy carcass. It was not the board that made me a doctor, and they cannot unmake me one, no matter how many degrees they annul. That's right, age 12. I came down with a fever. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and still wouldn't go down, so they sent me to the doctor. He weighs me, counts my heartbeats, whatever. And without even doing any blood work, he sends me away and says, "Go to the priest. Tell him that I said to give you the blessed smoke."
Must be some kind of mystical euphemism.
It would be the very least they could do, right? No. Fetid and totally inert. My mother cried and cried. Locked herself in her room and didn't even want to see me. She was crying so much. But still, no one would explain to me what this fucking smoke was. So I finally get to the priest. He goes, "Oh, my child," blesses me, blows some foul-smelling shit into my face, and sends me off home to die. And that's when I realize these people are fucking idiots!
The false death sentence. a classic form of psychological torture. Even if administered by mistake, it wreaks havoc on the ego.
Damn right I didn't die. I went straight to the library, picked up the first book on general medicine I could find. And the young Gonza brought his fever down through hard science and sheer willpower. All the way down to stone cold, which is where I remain to this day.
The child trembles in his ice bath. He can't tell the shivers of cold from those of fever, nor the numerous unknown words in the book from the gibberings of his delirium. But he sits there and trembles and holds the matiko leaves to his brow.
My poor dim-witted mother was making funeral preparations when I got home. I slept in the coffin that night. Because fuck them all! They can take away my license, black, patience, numerous degrees. They've even been surprisingly effective at getting me in trouble with the law. But they can never touch 1,000 plus hours of surgical experience, multiple breakthroughs, and enough original research to fill a university textbook.
He works himself up into a bout of romantic fervor with practiced ease.
Not that you could ever publish a textbook in this backward fucking society.
Going too fast to stop himself right away.
I said they could take away my license and I would still be a doctor. And yes, they did.
Suddenly, he swipes a bottle off the table and takes a deep swig from it with needless violence, gasping afterwards like a drowning man emerging for air.
No, sorry. I'm not being selfish, it's just, you might die.
Psychic salivary glands water at the prospect of unknown neurological fun right at the edges of lethal.
No, I know how this goes. Next thing you know, I'll be at exactly the level I need to be at. You'll be convulsing on the floor, and worst of all, I'll be biochemically incapable of feeling bad about it. Disgraced? What? You think it's... Yes. A disgraced doctor. That's exactly what I am. A disgraced doctor peddling the drugs that are the last surviving relic of my profession. Ha! Nice try! Just because we've proven you're not medical board scum doesn't mean I trust you, sister. Many different kinds of narc in this world. You want to get in my good graces? There's a favor I need. Something I can't do myself.
He'd happily sell drugs to you. He's just caught wind of an opportunity to get something out of you.
There's a miserable worm, a former colleague of mine, who apart from stabbing me in the back, stole certain irreplaceable personal effects. Why don't you pay him a visit? See if you can recover my stuff. Then we can talk business. A no account and a fraud. Not worth the saliva wasted on pronouncing his name. I understand he lives in a houseboat down by the backway. His name, may science forgive me for pronouncing it, is Hugo Abe. Doctor, officially, though I would rather let the homeless man operate on me with a broken schnapps bottle than be treated by that slug. A research-grade apparatus, used for advanced diagnostics. Very sophisticated, finely calibrated, for thousands of souls. It should still be in its aluminum housing, unless that institutional hemorrhoid has decided to put it on display.
The implication is that you'll know it when you see it. Extremely ominous.
And give him the satisfaction of knowing he has something on me? Absolutely not. Besides, I don't trust myself not to murder him if I come within choking distance. Wait, not murder. That's for humans. You get the gist. I knew I could count on you. You have that withered skin look. Bring it over and we'll party. All the drugs you could want. Pharmaceutical bonanza.
2 words. Lab grade.
He's dead. Forget about him. Ah, yes. This is the ethically stimulating case you were trying to entice me with. What? A functioning human organism with neither consciousness nor the capacity to file a malpractice lawsuit? Fuck me. What's not to love? Who's the unfortunate? Let me tell you something about colleagues, sister. By and large, the most vile species of sniveling, rule-following, authority-sucking vermin ever to stain this earth. Second, perhaps only to medical board inspectors.
He was a rule follower, all right. It's written all over his face.
You want my advice? Roll him up, toss him out in some hazardous waste bags before he starts smelling. All right. Walk me through it. Gut diagnosis screams ketamine and binge, but I'm keeping an open mind. Any signs of injury, self-inflicted or otherwise? Good start. Anything else? Strange how?
Evil. Belonging to the order of things that should not exist.
Ultravioletta! Well, there it is. Mystery condition solved. You crawled out of a convent or something. She's a Lusian pop singer.
Pseudopod harbored a secret love for Lusian pop music. Seems unlikely. He started defecting the minute he donned the headphones.
I didn't fucking consent to the knowledge now, did I? It's forced down your throat as soon as you step outside. This is a clear-cut case of LAS. Libidinal atrophy shutdown syndrome. Affects terminal virgins, unlaid husbands, and men exposed to overly uterine music. Tea drinkers, too.
That is definitely 100% a real condition.
Oh, this is less, all right. But as bad the case as I've ever encountered. Men are built to pursue, conquer, reproduce. Ergo, per annum, a quota of fucking must occur. His body is given up from neglect. Seen it 1,000 times.
The sheer density of misinformation delivered here could power a propaganda network for years. You have stepped through a portal to another time, where ailments are understood in terms of humours and bile of various colours, and the treatments prescribed can range from leeches to trepanation. All bets are off. The doctor opens a drawer and slides towards you a baggie with a small medical stamp inside.
Anti-last treatment. It'll wake up whatever's left in him to wake up. And if that doesn't work, end of the road, sister. Cut him loose. This is a proprietary formulation, soon to be patented. That's as much as I can tell you.
Acid sildenafil.
I'm on it right now. Home recipe, mama. I can out-erect any man, anywhere, anytime, dead or not.
Put it this way. Will it help? No. Will it make his condition any worse? Also, probably not.
No man likes ultravioletta. He's buried in the depths of erotic despair. He's so far down the hole, he probably doesn't even know what happened to him. Then you know nothing of sexual melancholy. But all right, let's pretend my expertise is worth fuck all. What's your working theory, Dr. Blankface? You're not my type, but you must be a great fuck. What with that crazy look in your eyes? Really? All I'm hearing is that you don't have a fucking clue what happened or how to help it.
Unfortunately, in the midst of all his ramblings, he has discovered a point. It's unlikely this treatment will improve Pseudopod's condition.
but you might learn something from it.
Of course I really think it. I prescribed it. Easy delivery. Just let it dissolve on his tongue. Good luck to you. I can't fathom why, but all right. Hate is a better word for it. My theory is that dullness he exudes is the result of a fungus of some kind. A parasitic brain mold playing at the motor cortex, like a child with a joystick. Eventually, sure. There are plenty of fungi that control ants and beetles. How much more difficult can a mediocre doctor be? Hate. My theory. What? Of a mollusk without even a basic understanding of biochemistry.
Deceiving. It overrides any and all underlying emotions.
Put it this way. There was a project in which I believed us to be colleagues. While, in fact, he was sawing the floor out from under my feet the whole time. Yes, we were running a dream study together, backed by an astronomical grant from those MTER fuckers. I knew they were going to screw us from minute one, but I went along with it anyway. Clearly you don't know the first thing about human biology. How was I going to give birth to my baby without first getting fucked a couple of times?
No hint of a smile with that one.
I got to see the subconscious picture show. Who else gets to say that? Visualization. We wanted to see what people see in their dreams. Flush with foreign cabbage, I was able to design a custom fMRI headset. More portable than those giant washing machines our rivals were using, and crucially, interlinkable.
Enabling subconscious links between several participants, all wearing headsets. Very futuristic.
That was one expectation, but the project never got that far. I did at least get to load them all up with modafinil and enjoy Dr. Gonza's subconscious picture show.
Smuggling the ethereal objects of the subconscious into the physical world. A middle finger to natural law.
Most of the cowards are content with fisting guinea pigs or detoxifying leaf matter. The real juice is in intoxicating the population and seeing how long they survive. Abruptly and in betrayal. I got a call from Abbe one morning. There's someone in the office for you. So I come in, trustingly, like a slaughterhouse animal. And there they are. Goons of the medical board. They even had the audacity to box up my belongings with their fucking claws before I arrived. Next thing I know, they're boxing me up too. Makes you painfully aware of the orifices you didn't know you had, doesn't it? That's why Nabe had been plotting it for ages, clearly. Having nearly missed the fucking boat once, he wanted to seize control of the study for his own purposes.
No one is safe from the threat of cold storage. The freezer is broken. The meat is going bad. Dr. Gonza labors on in hot storage.
Yes, enough. Adios, patient.
The teenage boy nods hesitantly as you approach.
Yeah? Tried once. He screamed at me about board narking and threw what looked like, don't know, something supposed to be internal at me. Kidney-like. Would have been pretty cool if he wasn't such a mad freak. Whatever. Yeah.
I can do this. I can take you on. I'm your man. I'm your man.
The middle-aged man cranes his neck to look at the top of the pylon. You can see the blue fabric of a worker's uniform under his high-vis vest. A familiar dolphin logo on his shirt, peeking out above his arm.
That's right. I'm a Renotel man. A certified Renotel repair technician. You'll have to be more specific. Seen a couple of guys who match that description. Not that I pay much attention to them. I don't think I'm tall enough to see other men's bald spots. They're quite common as well, you know? The uniform of all those type of men. You'll have to give me something else. Good point. It's been a while since I saw them. Long enough that I don't remember where. Right you are. Oh, it's just me trying and failing to do my job.
A feeling you know well enough.
It's embarrassing, really. I'm overqualified for this position, and yet I can't even do the simplest tasks asked of me.
What he says doesn't add up. The logic is broken.
Now I've said it out aloud. Yes, I would agree. Put it this way. I'm a qualified engineer with years of experience, just not in this particular field.
Whatever he's hiding, it isn't pleasant. It destroyed something in him.
I'm hired to perform any necessary maintenance on the arteries.
Technical words that only mean something to those with the prerequisite knowledge. Arteries, rivers of blood, coursing under all.
I can see that, yes. The wireless phone network is routed through electronic boxes called arteries. They work like the old terminal boxes, except there are no cables or wires. Renotel has been upgrading its payphones across the city. They pretty much all run on wireless signals now. Mad, isn't it? We can send telephony data through the air now using radiophonics. Renotel is developing a range of products with this technology, including portable phones, intercoms, headsets, and cordless scanners.
The result of non-competitive bidding and a bit of self-dealing on the part of the city's governing elite.
The owner of Renotel, the rich guy at the top of it all. The company is named after him. Imagine being the one man in charge of telecommunications across the city. I guess so. Doesn't make my job any easier, though. It would be more relevant to my experience, but I'm retired. From that sort of work, at least.
Old technology is one of the few places the past can still be touched.
Lots of things. Primarily, it picks up wireless networks, radio frequencies, and electrical signals so you can track their source. I wish I could say that, but it's an integral part of my job. Not a lot, unfortunately. I do collect magnets, though. That's probably the most fun thing about me.
Sounds like our man here is missing out on having a gang to confide in.
It's a lifetime hobby. I always carry a few around in my pockets, so I can see what surfaces they will stick to. I've got some years left in me yet, I hope.
His face seems to say, but not if this job carries on the way it is.
Yes, one of the old terminals. It's a terrible tangle of cables up there, but I can handle that. The part I'm struggling with is climbing up this ladder. I'm acrophobic, one of my many fears.
A man stood on a cliff's edge, constantly expecting even the ground to fall from under him. Seems he has the shakes. He should never have applied for the job, though actually been given it.
Oh no, you really shouldn't. Not only is it dangerous, but qualified Renotel technicians are the only persons permitted up there. It's complicated, not something I can teach you in a day. I would say we're all short of one these days. That must be referring to the Miracle Line, Renotel's longest running and top performing fixed line. Must be just over a decade at this point. It's actually the last payphone in Portofino to still be running the old way. Now they've all gone wireless. The line cannot go down, not even for a second, which means it cannot be serviced or upgraded. First thing they taught me when I joined.
A single thread, fraying.
The reason being, or so I've heard, is that Renotel would incur a bill of such whopping proportions that it could risk the whole company going under. No further details, unfortunately. It's just one of those stories that gets circulated among the staff. The unrealized loss, they call it. The company's big secret, gnawing away at its foundation like a rat in the shadows. No, that kind of thing isn't for me. It's just part of the job to know about it. Make sure it stays operational. You know.
He really wants you to believe that.
No, that kind of thing isn't for me. It's just part of the job to know about it. Make sure it stays operational. You know why now.
He really wants you to believe that.
That'll be down to Duchess and the service she provides.
The way he said service, like he meant.
Yes, operated by Renotel, manned by the inimitable Duchess. It's the old payphone along the back ways, west of the docks. Sure. Where to even start? I'm scared of heights, wild boars, drains, tuk-tuks, teenagers, the moon. Pretty much. That's part of what makes this job so hard. I take some reassurance in knowing I am not alone in my struggles. You haven't been there.
He doesn't answer, at least not with words. No need when your body language matches a spider as it stiffly curls up in a ball to die.
I've had them for about a decade. I only had one or two at first, then slowly acquired more and more over the years.
He grimaces, wearing the same look as when you asked him about the moon.
As I already said, I would rather not talk about it. Scared of that too. Yes, so am I. A terrible thing to live within the ruins of the self. But we keep going any way we can.
It's not so bad when you've got your gang to back you up. His soft heart has had to nestle among wild things.
same as everyone else, mining cadmium, lithium, and other rare minerals. In my case, on behalf of the Illuminated Empire, La Luz.
La Luz, once a powerful empire, now reconstituted as a modern techno-fascist state, the rising military and cultural power of the day. Mention of La Luz never fails to make your hairs stand attentive. Luz, techno-fascists, enemy.
Not for any good reason. It hardly supports life, but is all too ready to offer up a drawn-out death. I saw much of it up there.
Burned to the inside of his eyes.
Statistically, there is more death happening around us here, but it is much crueler on the moon. Perhaps because the spirit is divorced from its home soil and cannot so easily return. As do I. It's a comfort to know that it won't have to travel hundreds of thousands of kilometers through space, at least.
He hid it well. What else could he be hiding?
Very much. It's fairly peaceful. And I've always been quite fond of seafood. Though I will admit, I'm getting a little bit sick of shrimp.
As you depart, the chant of "I'm your man" starts back up behind you. A slanted aluminium box is bolted into the pylon's spine. The word Renotel is etched into the metal. A familiar dolphin grins at you. Cold and hard, but the playful smile remains. Inside, a slab of beige plastic, an old terminal. Behind a clouded sheet of polyglass, the screen remains black. No buttons on the outer housing that you can see. No glowing standby light. Your fingers find a steel drawer. It slides out with a creak, revealing a keyboard designed for gloves, each key a chunky slab. A low wavering whine. Behind glass, the cathode ray tube flickers once, twice, then flashes white. System waking. Please wait. Mem check 00016 KB. OK ports. COM1, COM2, AUX, trunk. Diagnostic mode enabled. Welcome to Renotel Control version 1.2. Copyright 87 Renotel. Enter command. Available commands: 1. Line diag. 2. Trunkmon. 3. Network. So the name suggests. As for what kind of diagnostics? Around you, hundreds of landlines run up and down the pylon. Assuming you had, based on the available options, this is a maintenance terminal. You might be able to get information on the Renotel network from here. So the name suggests, around you, assuming you had some way to identify the line in question. You know, for monitoring trunks. The terminal clunks, as if it's exhaling static. The screen flickers, awaiting your input. Line diagnostic mode. Enter landline identifier to proceed. Line ID. The machine's internal speaker beeps sharply. A random array of numbers line up in horizontal formation across the screen. It achieves nothing. The screen flickers, awaiting your input. You close the box.
Oh, you're back. None at all.
As you depart, the chant of the store has been left unattended. A haphazard arrangement of paperbacks and hardcovers that have seen better days. A handwritten sign teeters on top of one of the stacks of books. Books 10 sol. Magazines 5 sol. Place money in the box. Viva la comunidad. Relic of the district's more communitarian heritage. A few scrawled tags separate the various teetering piles into vague sections. The faintly sweet smell of old paper tinged with an unpleasant hint of mildew. A shelf of scuffed books are united by their preference for black and apocalyptic reds. On their spines, a series of grandiose words large enough to fill the universe. Equivalency, Heracles, Vantalangicon, Annihilation, Singularity, Nanoscale, Hyperdrive. Two of the titles stand out to you above the others. Light March of the Chosen and Greed in the Inner Zone. Despite its dull cover, it seems to be an outright attack on the current state of reality. Realized as an adventure through a futuristic city that thrives on depravity. A notorious Lusian novelist and heroin addict. After her work attracted the attention of the Ministry of Mass Culture, Barseed was forced to flee for the relative protection of the Eastern Republics. The author photo shows her sat on a disheveled bed, about to jab a needle into her arm, biting a tourniquet wrapped tightly around the target limb. Between all the gay sex, violence, and drug-taking, there's a serious point about how we're being held back by the unfettered impulses of the ruling class. It's not much different to a modern-day city, except the laws are much more lax and what would be considered immoral now has become fairly normal. None so far as you can tell. It's just episodic atrocities and gratuitous acts of obscenity. It's not us that's obscene, it's the age. We're just fitting in. If anything, he would object to labeling it fiction. The book resumes its place among the others, its degenerate content perfectly camouflaged. Pulpy space opera, not at its finest. The characters are heavily stereotypical, the plot is erratic, and there are spelling errors on nearly every page. A bunch of religious cultists travel through out of space in search of what they believe to be their god, but end up being swallowed by a planet. Totally. It's a shame the word planet is mistyped as plant on the final page. Part of the charm of the mass market paperback, a proper copy edit would have sucked all the juice out. Hundreds of printed materials, well used, slumber before you.
Depends on how much you enjoy predictable pursuits of serial killers, variably through occult forests and the urban stage.
Unfortunately, the stall's offerings look pretty bare. Nothing catches your eye.
Here's a mystery for you. Why isn't Operant Cascade focusing on the assignment? By far the largest collection, you see a wild range of material, from an anti-aging guide to a series of books all by the same author, Vitor Kampf, a prominent Lusian philosopher whose works have occasionally crossed over into international interest. You may remember him from such court cases as Camp vs. Santos Electronics LLC and Camp vs. State Marriage Licensing Board. He leers up at you from the cover, in high contrast black and white, glossy and concupiscent. Underneath it is stated, the philosophical bad boy for our times. There's nothing about that in this section, at least. By far the largest You flick past the foreword, written by a prominent plastic surgeon, and into the table of contents. Soy and you, smoking, the real enemy. Are the injections failing, or is it stress? Why you should drink more water. But what does Mother think? Absolutely not. Even by the most generous medical recommendations. Nothing to that effect is written here. Instead, backed with a ton of evidence, the book simply states that smoking gives you wrinkles. Congratulations. You've been thinking about it though, haven't you? Maybe you have. Maybe you're ready to start resisting at long last. A shame that the damage to your skin may already be locked in. The large collection of self-help books almost seems to reach out to you, begging to be useful. You return to the scabby shelf of speculative fiction. Hundreds of printed materials, well-used, slumber. A large space is allocated to the genre, but most of the books have been taken. Only a few worn stragglers remain. One of them doesn't even have any pages, just a dust jacket. People hunger for that happily ever after. Especially when they're in a place that makes it seem so unlikely for them. You flip through the stack of slim, staple-bound periodicals, faded fashion catalogues 6 years out of date, softcore adult mags, a gun magazine, and a lot more. One cover catches your eyes. It depicts a leather-clad man, looking intensely grim with a large sword on his back. A label warns of ultra-violent content. The Hombre, Volume 5, Issue 8. Blood and guts in black and white. Wicked. You've seen that name before, browsing at the newsstand while Tempo badgered and bartered over cigarettes. How could it not? From the thin shadows of the sunlit day to the deepest sepulchral tomb, to the darkness writhing in the heart of men. The Hombre is available wherever comics are sold. You do the honest thing. Nothing changes in the world. Once you're done with the sections here, you'll want to go through those big, unsorted piles too. Could be something premium in there. By touch, think high grammage, silky finish, the kind of stock used to sell disruptive perfumes to the upper crust. The more recent issues focus on the emergent Lusian styles. The oldest among them feature Portaferan cloves,
local-made textiles from the famous silk factories. You do the honest thing. Nothing changes. You come across a small collection of a notably different stock, not far from the top of the pile. They're sturdy, recently pressed, and the finish is smooth to the touch. Higher quality materials don't equate to better editorial content. It just pushes up the base cost per unit. You flip through the stack of slim, staple-bound periodicals. Faded fashion catalogues 6 years out of date. Softcore adult man. You turn away from the piles of books. The latest issue of a literacy periodical called the Nos Correntes Review. It's weighty, as if promising to be a tome of great import. First impressions matter. The person responsible for the design of this journal knows that. 2 greyhounds frozen in mid-gallop against a field of blue. Around them, the titles of a few major poems and contributors. There's no logical connection between any of these things. Boring, lame, derivative. Fuck off. The table of contents lists dozens of names you don't recognize. Unusual for a poetry magazine. This appears to contain a section devoted to cryptograms. Pages filled with heart, with soul, attempting to put into words the inscrutable feelings unique to these modern times. That cryptograms page is the only one worth bothering with. You alight on a double-page spread of poems. The first is about an ungrown hawthorn tree. Another tries to force razor to rhyme with demi-semi-quaver, while one is simply blank, a non-poem. This only serves the people as an example of the mediocrity they should avoid. Experimentation inside a given medium is the only way its boundaries can be discovered and transgressed. Despite containing no words, the non-poem comes with extensive footnotes.
There's at least one of these in every issue. It's claimed that a non-poem draws attention to our need for poetry by forcing us to embrace its non-existence. Desire from absence. Maybe that's why you were taken out of action for 5 years. The non-Herschel highlights the need for the real Herschel. Easy to say when you've never even tried to write a poem yourself. Nothing so vulgar, just more fastidious arrangements of words, all without illustration, bars and bars of it. The literariness of the magazine really comes through. Focusing on the relentless black on white of the pages make your eyes strain with effort. It is no longer a magazine you look at, but a blurry carousel of monochromatic scenes. You turn the magazine back to its cover. For interest in obtaining a subscription, to purchase in bulk or to make a submission, please write care of H. Gottschlich, Keysock Roundabout Este, 93221. That's near the roundabout, east of the bazaar. This poetry magazine must have its office there. A gold embossed logo type at the bottom of the page. Unfortunately, part of it is smeared during the printing process. It is only possible to make out the words made, thanks, and trust. Seems like an acknowledgement of some kind. Thanking someone or something that helps to make the magazine possible. Asymmetrical grids and empty boxes, a jumble of letters listed alongside them. Every inch of the page has been used meticulously. Holocene would love this section. Cryptograms are his thing. They are intended for the general public, if a niche section, so should be way below the level of cryptography you encounter in theatre. You've already solved tempo cipher since you returned, so you've had a little practice at least. No need to waste time on anything that doesn't directly help with your assignment. You can't start doing cryptograms for fun. You turn the magazine back to its cover. The pink paper tab is no bigger than a fingernail. One side is decorated with a simple illustration of a cockerel. More specifically, it's an anagadori, an ornamental rooster bred for its long tail. It may have something to do with the process. Onagadori have been painstakingly bred over centuries. Perfecting its specific features has become an obsession for many. The manufacturers of this arousal medicine probably want to favorably associate themselves with the dedication of those cock breeders. Let's not forget the obvious double entendre here. One has to imagine so. You step over the threshold and into a memory. This place, this bar, the center of the frozen world. Old schnapps and the faded sour cologne of body odor and bleach. Soft yellow light filtered through cracked shades. The rumble of the ice machine. A hissing television. Exactly how you remember it. Favorite den of Keysock's local pelota squad and their partisans. as well as a certain disgraced spy of the Operant Bureau. Back when you were still the old Cascade, pre-failure, pre-disgrace, pre-despair. Stale air circulates your lungs. The taste is familiar. Shades from another time move endlessly across the ancient wood, pickling it with nostalgia. Your eye is drawn to the shelf behind the bar, littered with dusty bottles. The best part about this place is that it's open all night, every night. Its doors are always open to you, as they are now.
Check it out, Hirsch. The creditorial equivalent of a mountain. An impossible weight somehow lifted, just waiting for the disturbance that will bring down the avalanche. It's about everything. By some estimates, the entire world is 3 trillion sol in debt. If every one sol note in existence were used to pay off every loan, at the end of the day you would still come up short. Inflation and compound interest. The abstract miracles of modern finance, holding aloft a juggernaut of debt. The good news is, it doesn't have to come down. Words spoken by a very slick cunt as he zips by on a nimbus of infinite credit. Debt is platonic, Hirsch. Big or small, it doesn't exist as long as you don't pay it. Now you're talking. Your new imaginary girlfriend is called Credit, and you can do whatever you want with her.
Out in the streets, free and young. This was the summer of riots, youth movements, and the monotheist coup. Masses following their material interests, their dogmas, or their orders. It was more than that, a conflux of force and desire that only repeats once or twice per lifetime. And there you were, following not some idea, but the music. An open-air gig on Landau's Grand Boulevard, in the shadow of the Founding Fathers' monument, headlined by young, greasy demigods who called themselves the Whole Sick Crew.
The last gasp of heroic rock. They never lied and never sold out. The image and the reality were one. Something that can never be said about you.
Crack of rifle fire in the summer humidity. Soldiers on the roof. Monotheist agents in the crowds. Dozens killed. Shot by the security forces or trampled by their own panicking friends. You meant to, but the 10mm bullet caught you first. Fate screaming your name from 200 meters.
Unauthorized contact with foreign bodies.
The surgeon didn't expect you to survive. Metal was too near the heart. He'd have to crack you open like a pistachio. You make compromises in order to live. That's just one of them. So what will it be, Hirsch? Do you still feel the music? The conviction that led you to that scar by your heart? Another instrument in your symphony.